Good Saturday morning, Streak Advice Nation. Hopefully everybody's ready for one of the last days of June. Headed into the month of July. Got a good show for you this morning. Got a lot of baseball throughout the day. We have a lot of baseball. We got, I think, 26 of the 30 MLB teams are on Streak for the Cash. Today I might have missed a game or two in there. There's so many of them, but got about, almost the entire league. We had some Tour de France this morning, WNBA tonight. We got some U20 World Cup. So we have a 2-minute and 30 segment from Darren Wade on the WNBA stuff later. We'll get to that a little bit later in the show. But I want to start off with the England versus Egypt U20 stuff. Actually, no, one sec. Before we start that, basically, so far the Tour de France, Cavendish is still going. They won't finish till about another half an hour or so. The peloton is coming closer and closer with every passing second to the leaders. Leaders were kind of just going out there for the sprint points. Basically, there's a certain finish line for sprint, and that's where you can get a certain amount of points for the green jacket is what it's called, the green jersey or whatever. And those leaders were going after that, and now they are falling back into the pack because they used up a lot of their energy trying to get that. So we'll see them, falling back into the pack and potentially Cavendish winning this. He's one of the better riders in the Tour de France today. But let's get to the Egypt versus England U20 World Cup. England and Egypt are both in the bottom of their pools. England has 2 points. Egypt has 0 points. And the prop is Egypt to win or draw or England to win. I'm going with England to win. They need to win here if they want to potentially advance. And Iraq or Chile would have to beat one or the other. In order for England to be able to advance, they have 2 points. If they win, they get 5. And they would need one of the other two teams to lose. Or if they draw, there could be some sort of thing worked out there. But you'll probably see England try to get out there and try to win this game as early as possible, for them. Another thing I wanted to address, we got some stuff from the Streak Advice Nation. One guy, Dano's Streak for the Cash Picks, wanted me to get a perspective on the whole Aaron Hernandez situation from someone in the area. I'm in, obviously, just outside of Boston. And it's been extremely interesting. I am not a Patriots fan. I am a Baltimore Ravens fan. I've grown up just really hating the Patriots and everything they stand for. I apologize to anybody out there who is a Patriots fan. But it's definitely been an extremely interesting situation. I know the weekend of July 6th and the 7th, they are having you're able to return your Aaron Hernandez stuff to the Patriots Pro Shop. If you bought it from the Pro Shop or the online Pro Shop, you can return it and get something of equal or lesser value there. And it's extremely interesting. The Patriots releasing him almost immediately after he was arrested. He's going to be in jail for the rest of his life. That's very obvious at this point. And Patriots fans, it's kind of a weird mixed reaction. I mean, they're very disappointed, but at the same time, I don't know exactly. It's kind of a weird feeling. This doesn't happen very often in sports. You don't have this situation happen a lot. And now the Patriots will be without 4 of their top 5 receivers from last season coming into this season, and the 5th is obviously Rob Gronkowski, who will potentially miss the first couple of weeks with back injuries. So it's not looking good for the Patriots, and I think that's what they're concerned about. They have Jake Ballard coming in, but overall, it's a very weird feeling here. A lot of people are just very concerned, and every time something happens with this, we're getting notifications and trying to figure out the entire situation as it all moves on. But enough of that. Let's get into the long list of baseball we got today. We'll take a break halfway through and get to Darren and his WNBA stuff. But let's start off today with the Nationals and the Mets in Game 2 of their 3-game set. The Mets are minus 113 favorites on the money line. Washington is pitching Taylor Jordan. That's going to be his first start of the year, so he does not have a single stat. And the Mets will be starting Dylan Gee, who is 5-7 with a 4.82 ERA. His last game he threw against Philly, 5 innings, 5 earned, no decision. The season series between these two is tied at 3 games apiece. I'm picking the Mets here just because it's a rookie pitcher for the Nationals. I don't trust a rookie pitcher. I mean, he obviously could be very good, but I don't think that he is going to do well against the Mets in his first opening today. He's a 24-year-old right-hander who he had a 9-1 start in his minor league season. He began with 2013 with Class A Potomac. He was promoted to Double A Harrisburg, where he was 7-0 with a .83 ERA. So this kid is very good, 16-1 combined in the minors so far this season. He's very good, obviously, but then the majors are a different story. I think he'll have a tough time today, and I think the Mets will get this win. I say a win 4 or less on that today. Again, it's the end of the month. You got to be very risky, especially if you have. I saw a few people in the group have higher streaks. Of like one guy had a win 14, I think. So you gotta risk a lot today, especially with 2 days left. I mean, with the win 14, it's still it's tough to get up there. But I mean, if these guys I think you could potentially maybe pull out somehow 10 wins, and you get 5 a day. If you go Cavendish this morning, then you go tennis, soccer, baseball, and then there's more soccer. So you could easily get up to that. So you got to be risky, though. It's got to be very tough if you have a higher streak, but you can still pull it off. Only really 1 or 2 people in the nation that are going to have that opportunity today and tomorrow. Next game is the Diamondbacks and the Braves. Braves are -145 favorites on the money line. Tim Hudson throwing for them today. He is 4-7 on the year with a 4.10 ERA. Last game was against Milwaukee. 6 innings, 2 earned, a loss. Ian Kennedy on the mound for the Diamondbacks, 3-4 on the year with a 5.21 ERA. Last game was against San Diego, 6 innings, 1 earned, and a no decision. I'm liking the Braves a lot here. I don't like Ian Kennedy very much. He gives up a lot of runs. He did have a very good outing last time against San Diego, but I like Tim Hudson. I think he's been great. He's compiled a 1.82 ERA over his last 5 starts. But he hasn't had a win, though. He's had a 9-start winless streak, so hopefully he can get that started today. I'm picking the Braves as -145 favorites, with about a win 4, win 5 or less on that. Now we got the Cardinals and the Athletics today in game 2 of their 3-game set. St. Louis is a -115 favorite with Adam Wainwright on the mound. He is 10-5 on the year with a 2.31 ERA. His last game was against Texas, 6 2/3, 1 earned, and a loss. Jared Parker on the mound for the A's, 6-6 on the year with a 4.27 ERA. His last game was against Seattle, 7 innings, 3 earned, and a no decision. I'm going to go with the Cardinals here. I like Adam Wainwright a lot. He's a dominant pitcher when he wants to be, especially. And Matt Carpenter has been great for the... Matt Carpenter has been doing very well so far this season for the Cardinals. He went 2 for 4 on Friday. He's batting .382, and he's on an 8-game hitting streak. But Jared Parker, though, he is 2-0 with a 1.35 ERA in his last 3 interleague starts. He's never faced the Cardinals, though, before. In that range. Now we got the Red Sox and the Blue Jays coming in here today. The Red Sox are riding a 4-game winning streak. They are -151 favorites. They jumped all the way from... They opened at a -116, and now they are skyrocketing to a -151. Very interesting there. Esmiel Rogers on the mound for the Blue Jays. He's 3-3 on the year with a 3.46 ERA. His last game was against Tampa, 6 innings, 4 earned, and a loss. Felix Doubront on the mound for the Red Sox. 4-3 on the year with a 4.33 ERA. Last game was against Detroit, 5 innings, 2 earned, and a no decision. I am going to be going with the Red Sox here because they are riding this winning streak. Doubront, I do not like him. He's not very good. I think he'll let up a handful of runs throughout the day. But Esmiel Rogers, he's average as well. So I think it just comes down to which team is going to have the better offense today, and I think that'll be the Red Sox. They've been on fire lately. 1/6 of the last 10, so not that much, but they are 16 games above 500, trying to continue to push ahead in the AL East. I think they'll get the win today at home against the Blue Jays with like a win, as a win 4 or less on that. Now we got the White Sox and the Indians after 4 on the year with a 4.57 ERA. His last game was against the Royals. 4 2/3, 4 earned, and a no decision. I like this is an interesting. This is a toughie. This is kind of a close one. I'm gonna go with the White Sox though here, just because Cleveland won both games yesterday, and I don't think they'll have the mental focus and energy to want to win this one today. Again, I just think the White Sox want to come out and win after losing 2 last night. Excuse me, sorry. I even had my coffee this morning. That's weird. Yeah, but I think Axelrod will have a pretty good game. And the Indians are -117 favorites on the road, but I think the White Sox are going to be able to pull this one out with like a 1-3 or less, I'd say. Not a lot of confidence in that, but enough to put it on them. We got the Astros and the Angels next up. Joe Blanton on the mound. This guy's horrific. Every time he's out there, he loses. He's 1-10 on the year with a 5.26 ERA. He actually had a decent outing this last time out. Threw 7 1/3 innings against the Pirates in 1 earned run, but for some reason, after 7 1/3 with 1 earned run, the Pirates managed to score 9 more runs after that, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. So that guy kind of got unlucky with that. He should be 2-10, but his team blew it for him. And then he'll be facing Jordan Lyles, who's 4-2 on the year with a 3.68 ERA. Every time he's out there, his team just decides to just take the day off or something. I don't know what it is. Regardless, just every single one has just been a loss, and it's just not good. So I'm going Astros here. The Angels are -137 favorites on the money line on the road in Houston. It's a trap. This is definitely a trap game. Angels are on a slight winning streak here. The Astros are 20 games below 500, but regardless, I'm going with the Astros with a win 5 or less. One more game here, and then we will get to Darren before we get back into baseball. Royals and Twins. Wade Davis on the mound for the Royals, 4-5 with a 4.96 ERA this year. Kyle Gibson on the mound for the Twins. He has not pitched a game yet this season. Davis is 3-0 versus Minnesota in 8 career games. It's his best versus any opponent, and the guy on the Twins has not thrown yet this season. So I would be picking the Royals here. Hasn't pitched. It's always tough. I mean, obviously it's not impossible for a person who hasn't pitched to win. It happens all the time, but it's just harder to predict or to want to pick that side, just because you don't know what the guy. He's new. Something could be wrong. He might just try to get into the swing of things, but then again, the hitters don't know. I'm going with the Royals here over the Twins. So coming up, we got some later on in a minute. We got some Giants, Rockies, Padres. We got some Padres, Marlins. We got Yankees, Orioles. We got Reds, Rangers, Cubs, Mariners, and Phillies, Dodgers to round out the night. But before we get into all of that stuff, we will be talking to Darren Wade about some WNBA stuff. So Darren, take it away.
We got a little WNBA action for tonight. Last night, Atlanta Fever beat the Tulsa Shock, bringing my WNBA picks for Streak for the Cash to 4-0. Now, I hope to continue that tonight. We have 2 games, though, so I hope to bring that to 6-0. The Phoenix Mercury taking on the Connecticut Sun. I'm putting a win 7 that the Connecticut Sun win this game. I have picked Phoenix Mercury twice. Now, they won their last game by 4 points. They won 101